Good evening. As I was introduced, I'm Dr. Nawal Al Sharji. I was graduated from Oman Medical College, formerly, which is the National University now. But to my mind, it is still Oman Medical College. I can't change the name. It's always Oman Medical College. And Dr. Saleh knows very well how dedicated we were and how loyal we were to Oman Medical College, whether it was Bosher or Sohar. So today I'm going to talk about my story, how I became pediatric urologist. Did I like urology? No. What does it mean for those who are non-medical? Urology is a surgeon who deals with the kidneys, with the ureters, with the bladder. I've never loved urology, so it never came to my mind that I would go into urology. So the beginning was here in Sohar with Oman Medical College, and so many things happened. I worked so hard for this. So the first thing I would like to tell you that life will take you to any place that you always dream about. I always dreamed to become a doctor. Since I was 4 years old, believe it or not. I always wanted to become a doctor. And I wanted to go abroad to study medicine. But whenever my mom was passing through that road, the Bosher branch, she would say, one day you will be studying here. And I was like, no, I'm going abroad. But at the end, my mom's wish was granted, and I studied at Oman Medical College. And yes, I always dreamt to be an achiever. I always dreamed to become one of the best. And as you can see here, I have kept that is my high honor degree when I received it in 2011, but our graduation was 2010. So yes, I'm that old. And 2 days ago, I went to Bosher just to see the grade at the board. Everyone was sending me that picture, which is in the top there. I always hated that picture. That was during a trip to West Virginia University, where the frequent visitors to the Dean list would be taken to a trip to West Virginia just to experience what is it like to be in West Virginia, because we had an association with West Virginia University. So I was chosen to be one of those who were taken to West Virginia University. And that was the picture. 2 days ago I went there and the picture was still there. So initially I was so ashamed of that picture, but 2 days ago I felt so proud that the picture was still there. It reminded me how successful I was, and this picture gave me so much hope that I can even achieve more and more. So as I said, life will take you to any place that you are dreaming about. So when you dream to become successful, you will become successful. But there is always buts. It will not take you there unless it will not guarantee you survival. Survival will come only with really hard work. And do we need to work hard? To all my juniors, my brothers and sisters who are at the National University studying medicine, I'm telling you, yes, you guys need to work really hard. It won't be coming easy to you, but you will do it. So after finishing medical school, I went to internship. And here's the confusion. From year 5, I knew that from the heart, I knew that I wanted to become a surgeon. Why? I loved it. Don't ask me why, but it was just a passion. I loved surgery. Then, during my internship, I went to medicine as a first rotation. I was like, I'm doing so good in medicine. Maybe I should consider medicine. The consultants, the residents, everyone was telling me, why don't you join us in almost BS at medicine? I started to think, maybe it is my path, and I'm doing so good. I was so confused. I loved surgery, but then they were telling me that I was so good in medicine. So the confusion was just there. So what did I do? I took a moment of silence and I drew my destination. I told myself that I need to be focused. I need to determine what I really want to be in future. How do I, whenever you go to an interview, people will ask you, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Well, I asked myself that question. And then I always said, I want to use my hands as a surgeon. I want to become a surgeon. That was my passion. I wanted to be a skillful physician. So that was my destination, and I joined the general surgery program in Oman Medical Specialty Board. And to be honest, I was so grateful at that moment because I was the first OMC graduate to be accepted in that challenging program. It was very challenging to enter to that to general surgery program, but I got it. I was the first OMC graduate to be there. So, wherever life is taking you, go ahead, because success starts with the first step you take. So I took the first step. I went for the interview, for the general surgery interview. We had the chance to go to 3 interviews. I declined all the 2 others. I went only to the general surgery interview. I know that was a crazy move, but I did it, and I got into the program. Alhamdulillah. So I just wanted to talk a bit how to be successful in your life from my point of perspective. So to become successful, so you need to set a concrete goals. So be realistic. If you set an unrealistic goals, you will always feel disappointed about yourself, unsatisfied. So your goals should be realistic. You should quantify your goals. Get the ownership and responsibility of your goals. Once you get that ownership and responsibility, you will always work hard to get there. Define your timeline. So, for example, you say, okay, by May, I want to apply for MRCS exam, for example, or I want to apply for MRCP, or I want to do the Canadian exam. So, set and define a timeline. Always work in small chunks. Never make big goals. So, whenever you have a big goal, take it step by step. If you take it step by step, you are more likely to go there, to achieve it. But when you climb a ladder, you cannot climb three ladders at one, 3 steps at one time. You need to go step by step to achieve your goal. So there is no shortcut to success, and you need to go step by step. With the hard work, you need to have the knowledge. So always learn new things. Knowledge is power. You cannot be more powerful if you do not know your things. You need to be knowledgeable. Grab the opportunity to learn whenever it's possible. So this is my advice to every one of you. So with knowledge and hard work, I was there. I graduated from general surgery program. I thought that is the end. I'm so happy. I'm so successful. I'm a surgeon now. So nobody would say anything. And I thought that I reached to the maximum level of my goals. That wasn't the end. It's never the end. And there is no ups without downs. There is no highs without lows. There is no wins without losses. So there is always something that might bring you down, but it will only take you up afterwards. After finishing my general surgery program, to be honest, I went into the darkest phase of my life. I thought that it couldn't get any much darker than this. For someone who was an A student, an achiever, who was always hardworking, after my general surgery residency, I thought that I'm going to get my fellowship immediately. Who wouldn't accept me? I'm an A student. I'm an achiever. I'm always good. So I thought that once I finish my surgery program, I will get into a fellowship program without any delay. It took me almost 3 years to get into fellowship. So the 2.5 years was one of the darkest periods of my life. I got into depression. I thought, what's going on? I was always an A student. I was always in the dean list. How come I'm still here? Everyone else is going out. I'm still around. I'm still sticking here without going for my further training. It's the aim of any doctor to go for further training, not to be static. So I was really depressed. And I applied to so many places and I got rejected. It's not easy to be rejected. I felt so bad. I got into depression. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go anywhere because I felt like maybe my choice, because at that time my idea was I want to become a pediatric surgeon, and I was working in a pediatric surgery, which is doing surgery for kids. That was my aim, but then I was looking for fellowship in the same specialty, but I couldn't get into any one of those. I found some programs which had accepted me, but it was not approved here, so that was devastating. So I'm sure that like anyone else here, we are always achievers, and that was not easy. And I always had in my mind, if I fight enough for anything, I would get it. But this time I was fighting without anything in return, so I was depressed. At that time, the only thing that helped me was asking for help. It took me a long time, 2.5 years, but then I asked for help. My family were always there, but I've never spoken to them. I've never told them that I'm depressed, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling that I don't want to go to work, I don't want to do anything because I'm so much depressed because I'm not getting into any further training. I had my friends and I had my colleagues. So, in my perspective now that life will not become better if people did not help each other, did not support each other. This support that we give to the others will always make the community and the society way better. So at the end of after I took help, and I asked help from especially from my friends who went already abroad, I started to think that, yes, that this quote was always coming to my mind. That's why I brought it here today. I was always thinking that yesterday was yours, today is mine. And tomorrow, and then there's tomorrow, so the future is coming. So this quote was always there with me, and I was reading it again and again, all the time. And that really helped me to move on. So, how did that? You need to embrace your failure. For me, that phase of my life was like a failure. I did not get into any fellowship program. I stayed there for almost 3 years. So, what did I do? I stopped seeing it as a failure. So, failure is not a measure of your self-worth. You should think of it as something that will help you to move on later on. You should think about the positive points in any failure you get. Focus on what you do well. And that was the thing that really helped me and picked me up from that depressive phase. I started working on improving the pediatric surgery department. So there was a lot of changes after I started working hard on that. I started to work on so many projects in the institute where I'm working on, which has an impact till now. So I was recognized in the departmental level, I was recognized at the hospital level by all the activities that I was doing. So I found another passion, which is improvement in the hospital where I'm working in. So seek guidance from those whom you trust. Accept your limitations, and you should always respect constructive criticism. So 3-4 million lines under constructive. Don't listen to anyone. Only listen to those who are giving you constructive feedback. Because if anyone told you that you can't do something, never listen to them. Because you are the only one who knows what is your limitation. You are the only one who knows what you can do and what you cannot do. So if they're giving you a constructive feedback, then take it. But if they're telling you that, no, you cannot do this, they cannot judge if you can do it or not. So I started to think maybe I was pushing too hard on a wall that has no door to unlock. And I have to find another way. So for me, to live right, find your own way, drop everything behind, and just believe in destiny. And then I believed in destiny, and I had a bright destiny. So that was my bright destiny. That was Montreal. That was the view from my balcony. So yes, it was very bright during the springtime, and I really loved it. I loved staying in my balcony. But how did I get there? That wasn't easy. The path to fellowship, as I told you, was not easy. I had to take unpaid leave. I had to take loan to travel to Montreal. I emailed the head of department in Montreal Children's Hospital. I told him that I want to come there for extra experience, just for experience. I knew that they are not taking fellows outside the match. They're taking only graduates from Canada and US. I know that I had zero hope, but still, I just went there. I paid money to go there from my own vacation with an unpaid leave, just to go there and just to refresh, to have a new experience. I never had an idea that could change my life and my future. So I worked hard. I loved it there. They were so nice. They made me feel that I'm really great. So my self-worth started to build up again. And the news has spread that there is this girl from Oman who came all the way here to work with us, and she is really good. They started to look for a fellowship program that can match an international international doctor for me inside Canada. And even they were discussing about opening up a space for me in 2021. At that time it was 2019, so 2 other years for me. That was really hard. I'm impatient. I cannot wait anymore. Maybe I was in the right time, in the right place, where another department heard about me and they approached me. That was the pediatric urology department in Montreal. Yes, I hated urology from the bottom of my heart. But they approached me and they asked me to join them in the theater. And guess what? I loved it. I enjoyed each and every moment with them. I felt that that's not the urology I thought it was. This is a new urology. And I loved it so much, and I had great time with each and every one of them. In this picture, those are my mentors. So I'm still in contact with each one of them till now, and he was the fellowship program director. And the guy who approached me was this, Dr. Nawal Al Sharji. He is from Egyptian background, but he was so good, and he was the program director of the urology program, of the residency urology program in Montreal. So, yes, I went into pediatric urology, and this is how I became the first and the only Omani who is trained in pediatric urology so far. I got this picture. It was during the COVID pandemic, so there was no graduation ceremony, but my lovely department there has decided that I deserved one, and there was a small celebration in the department, and I was given this statue, which represents that we will be family forever. So, at the end of my presentation, I will just tell you the lessons that I have learned from my journey. So don't let the past hold you. Break all the obstacles that hold you back and move on. Whenever there is an opportunity, just grab it. Opportunities sparkling around you, always look high to catch them.